Hey, what's up guys? This is really exciting. So if you're looking to run a live event or a live webinar and you want to have that kind of feel of WebinarJam or EverWebinar with those really high converting, lovely pages and the whole system all integrated for you exactly like you would in WebinarJam, then I've actually created one inside of Kartra, and because Google Hangouts has come a long way now, I've actually got full training and everything on how to set it up with Google Hangouts, so you have that whole Kartra, have that whole WebinarJam feeling, environment, all the landing pages, everything all integrated properly and configured. So I'll just talk you through the funnel here. So you can see, obviously, you'll send your traffic in, you'll get a webinar registration, which will send them the welcome email. And then they'll be sent to the webinar holding countdown page. And this is the only page they'll be sent to until we go live, okay? And this page will actually have a countdown on it, and this will automatically push them to the live webinar page. And then what will happen is we'll obviously send them out the indoctrination series. So we'll send them out 24 hours before, 1 hour before. We send this one out 15 minutes before, saying that we are now about to go live. And then obviously if they land on any of these pages after the event, they will get a page that says the webinar is finished. And that's exactly the same kind of system that you get in most webinar software. So you get all of those landing pages. And the great thing is obviously with WebinarJam, you can't get your own domain. And obviously a lot of paid traffic sources don't like it when you use, straight to WebinarJam. But you can connect this with your own domain with Kartra. So that's really good. So you can have this all kind of branded to you. Right, so we're inside of here and we're going to take this for a test drive, and I'll put the link up on the screen if you want to go and take this for a test drive yourself. You will actually be able to run through the whole sequence. You can put in a fake email address. I'm not really interested in your lead or anything like that, because obviously I just want you to be able to see it for yourself, so you can actually see how it works on all different devices, and you can see how amazing this is. So this is the landing page that we've got now. This is one that I've actually put in that's exactly the same as one that I've used inside of WebinarJam. In fact, Kartra have lifted this out from WebinarJam and put this into their template. So I've pre-configured it for you. So this is all configured, and this is very high converting. So just to talk you through, this is another one that I've actually configured myself that's based on one that's inside of WebinarJam. And this is very, very similar to one of the landing pages, one of the high converting landing pages inside of WebinarJam. Now, if you want to put a video, this is a good one to use. And if you want to just have a very simple opt-in, this is a good one to use. So just to obviously talk you through why you would use each one and which one would be better to use. Now, this one, if the more things that you have on the page, the slightly lower conversion it's going to be. So, you might get 5 or 10% lower conversion, but what that tends to mean is that there tends to be slightly higher value, because obviously the more you put on this page, the more they're going to go through before they're going to opt in. So the more they're going to be indoctrinated, right? But whereas with this one's a very, very high converting, I've actually had over 40% conversion with this page. This one works really well. So what we tend to do is we indoctrinate them a lot more afterwards. So in the next page, we're going to include a video, right? And then we're going to have an email sequence, and we may even include some videos in those email sequences. So yeah, obviously if you're going to have something like this, you want to make sure you've either indoctrinated them a bit before with your ad or anything where you've sent the traffic to, or you're indoctrinating them a lot more after. Right, but this is very, very high converting, and this one's slightly lower, but it is slightly better value. You tend to get a lot better value from your leads. But this one is, I've used this one a lot inside of WebinarJam, and it's worked really well for me. And so what we'll do is we'll take it for a test drive, and you just have to ignore this. This is kind of set 2 years in the future, because what will happen is that when the webinar's over, all these pages go to the webinar has finished, right? Because obviously this is a live environment. We want to make sure that when this is finished, that people can't opt into a webinar that doesn't exist. So we're going to opt in. Okay, and also just to let you know, there is an exit pop. I'll just do a refresh on this. There is an exit pop as well on these pages. I'll just show you those as well before we opt in. So as you can see, this one just says reserve my seat, and it's pre-populated as well, which is really good, which means that we get a real email address generally most of the time, and that's why we love Kartra. So if it's not pre-populated, we just word it in such a way so we get a real email address. And then this one's also got an exit pop as well. I'll just do a refresh. I'll show you this one before we take the other one for a spin. And then I'll show you the when it sorts itself out. There you go. It's very similar to the other one. And then this is the opt-in page that we get for this one. Okay, but this is the one we're going to take for a spin, and this is the opt-in page we get for this one because it's similar colours. So, and obviously we put the date on there, register for the live training, and then we press that, and that will take us straight to the webinar countdown page. Now, if you've ever registered for a webinar inside of WebinarJam or EverWebinar, you'll see that this is the page that you land on. So it kind of gives them that feeling that they're inside a real webinar environment like WebinarJam. And you know, it's got the countdown on here, it's got the date, it's got the time, we've got some etiquette on what they should do when they turn up for the webinar. They can actually go and sit on the webinar page here, and obviously this page will forward to the webinar page when the actual webinar starts, and then after the webinar they won't be able to go to this page. It will go directly to the webinar is over page, and I've pre-configured that all inside of here for you, so that kind of makes it created like exactly like live webinar software, so you don't have to worry about all of that. They can obviously press this whenever they want, and they can actually go and sit on the webinar page. And this webinar, I've actually included a webinar on here if you want to watch one, but this will be Google Hangouts, and I'll give you full training. I'm going to show you through that in a moment. I'm going to give you full training on how to integrate that. It's completely free. You don't need a YouTube channel. You basically just need a Gmail account, and you can get that set up immediately. And Google Hangouts has come a long way. Like, their live environment is fantastic now. It streams, you know, it literally streams seamlessly. And then what I've done is I've included everything that you would get in a live webinar environment. There's a chat box here which you can obviously disable if you don't want. You can actually underneath here I have actually pre-configured an offer which you can set a timer to and send them off to your offer, so that can appear a bit later on if you want to, or you can just delete that. Again, I'll give you full training on that, but I've pre-configured that for you so that you've got that. And then after this event I've also pre-configured it so that it will go to a page that says the webinar is finished, so they cannot actually access this page when it's finished, right? It will actually go to the webinar is over page. So yeah, so that's all that's the entire webinar system. And what I'm also including with this is my groundbreaking flagship course, Affiliate Tube Success, where I actually show you how to take YouTube clips where you don't even need to put yourself on camera, put them on the front page of Google for any of your offers or products or services. We do it for affiliate marketing, but you can do it for absolutely anything, and you can literally get real estate right. You've seen those stream of videos right at the top of Google amongst the ads. Well, that's basically placing a banner on the front page of Google. I'm actually going to give you my groundbreaking course. Now this, if you look in the Culture Marketplace, this sells for $9.97. You get this as a bonus for purchasing this funnel. And as you see, that if you come into here, you'll see that these are my other funnels, but you just need to choose the live webinar one. You get all the full instructions of how to import this, and I'll show you how to set up your webinar registration page. I'll show you how to actually set up the live event and actually go live, and everything, all the etiquette that you need. In fact, you won't get this training anywhere else either, because I've been running live events on Google Hangouts for a long time, and I've got some very important tips that a lot of people don't realise when you set up, and that'll work as a perfect live webinar system for you. And it's just, at the moment I'm keeping this at a deal price, and then it's going out for $197. So just as a launch price, it'll be slightly lower down below, and then it'll be $197. So depending on when you've come in, and you get the entire system, you get this, and you actually save yourself $800 on the Affiliate Tube Success course. You get the funnel, you get everything, and you also get access to a premium Facebook members group where I help you with your traffic on the front to get it on the front page of Google. So yeah, press the button down below if you want to grab that, and and you'll get this imported straight into your Kartra account today.